So in this video, I'm gonna give him a taper on the sides and also in the back. As you can see, he has a lot of hair in his head, so I had to use some clips to move his hair out of the way. We're going to begin this haircut out by taking the 1.5 guard and debulking the hair on the sides and in the back. What this is doing is creating a blank canvas for us to fade on. It makes it much easier to blend once you get all of the bulk of the hair out of the way. So basically, make it easier on yourself when you're doing a haircut. Okay, so now we're going to take our trimmer and make our bald guideline. And notice that I'm not going to do the neckline with the trimmer, and I'll explain why in just a second once I get to the back area. So here we take the clipper with the lever fully open and begin to make our next guideline. And when you're tapering, 9 times out of 10, you're going to use predominantly one side of the blade. So here you see me heavily use the right side. Since you're blending in a small space, you're still doing the same steps that you normally would. Let's say if you were doing a fade, but you have a much smaller space to blend in. That's why we're using the corner of the blade. And here we're going to take the 0 guard. Now this is pretty much the only guard that we'll need to use, and the lever is fully open. Since the space is so short, you don't really have to go higher than a 0 guard. It'll blend pretty much into the 1.5. It's all about how much pressure you use when you're fading. You don't want to dig too far into the skin. You kind of just want to use a flicking motion. And when you're doing a taper, you're more so trying to target individual hairs, since the area that you're blending in is so condensed. And it's all about the lever play. Since you're blending in such a small space, you'll really have to manipulate the lever open and closed, just until you get the blend how you want it to. Okay, and we're going to repeat the same steps on the right side of the head. Now, as you will see, he has a little bit more space to blend with on the right side. And sometimes it's like that. People's hair it often grows different on each side of the head. Here we have the 0 guard again. And on this side, so there's a wave right there. And what I'm doing is basically just working to blend that wave into the hair. Blend that wave out of the hair, excuse me. So notice how I'm using the left side of the blade. On the reverse side, I was using the right side. But now on this side, I'm using the left side of the blade. And a lot of times with tapering hair, you just have to take your time and just keep working at an area to manipulate it the way that you want it to look. Sometimes you just have to keep attacking at a line to blend it out. And here I go back with no guard on just to do a little touch-up work, just to get it a little bit more smooth. Okay, so now I'm going to explain why I didn't use the trimmer on the back of the neck. So with his hair type, And this is very common with African American men, especially with curly hair. The hair texture, when it grows back, it tends to curl up into the skin. And his hair texture his skin type, along with his hair texture, is very prone to ingrown hairs. As you can see, he has a few bumps on his neck. And the proper term for this is folliculitis, but there are several over-the-counter products that you can treat this with. But that's why I didn't bald him out in the back, just because his neckline is very prone to ingrown hairs. And a lot of African American men have this problem, especially with the curly hair types. If you've dealt with this issue, or if you deal with this issue, comment below and let me know how you treat it or what methods you use to prevent ingrown hairs. Also, if you're new to this channel and you feel like you're getting value out of this video, hit that subscribe button for me and turn on the notification bell. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the lineup. Now he has a very short lineup, and you'll see in just a second. As you can see, his vertical bars are very short, and in the front, his hairline is very low. You'll see even more after I finish tapering down his hairline. After I line up his vertical bars and then line up the top, you'll really see how low his hairline is and how little of a space you have to edge up. So lineups like this are a little bit more difficult, but you take the same approach. You still take that, keep it sharp, well, keep it natural, but still get it sharp. So we're gonna still take the same approach. And also his his arches grow different on each side. So we're gonna tweak it and just try to make them as even as we can. So look at how short his vertical bars are. Like I said, we don't really have a lot of room, but we're still not gonna push anything back. We're just gonna keep it as natural as we can. Now on this side, you can see his arch has more of a curve, but like I said, we're still gonna try and tweak it to make it match the other side without exaggerating it too much. Okay, so from this angle, you can really see how short his hairline is and how little of a space that we have to work with. But nevertheless, we're gonna take the same approach and just still give him a natural, crisp lineup. And see, that's the reason, I don't know if you can tell now, but that's the reason that I tapered down his front line, just so you can see the hairline more. And of course, always when lining up the neck and around the ear, don't exaggerate anything too much. You don't want to arch it too high over the ear. And of course, we're going to use a razor to just crisp up the line just a little bit. It'll also make the lineup last a little longer too. So you can get a few more days out of a lineup when you use the razor. And this is just alcohol. It's just a cordless compressor. So this is the same thing that they use enhancements with. It's just alcohol inside. So what I'm gonna do, he has his own styling routine, but I'm just gonna wet the hair just to get his curls more elastic. And then I'm just gonna add some oil sheen to it. So I'm just trying to bring his hair back to life and give it a little volume. As you can see, he has very healthy hair. And this is the end result, guys. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you liked how it turned out, give the video a thumbs up. If you got value from this video, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.